Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters has officially become the most popular title in the streamer's history, and it continues to go up, up, up with its golden tunes and universal appeal. And our Jee-Yun had a chance to speak with the Canadian director Maggie Kang and Chris Appelhans.
Congratulations. Maggie, I'll start off with you. I know this was a concept that was years in the making. And when it finally hit the screens, did you ever think it would become what it is right now?
No, I don't think I didn't really think that a movie could do this or have this much popularity. It's really surreal. I think when we finished, we were really proud of the movie. We loved it, and we loved the music and our characters, and we really loved the final result of the animation and how it looked. And so we were hopeful that it could find its audience, but we didn't expect this big of an audience.
No, of course not. And Chris, it is the #1 original movie of all time on Netflix. I mean, has that sunk in for you and your team?
It's starting to sink in. Yeah, it's very slowly. I think the hardest thing, we were talking about it the other day, the hardest thing to process is, like, I see these little girls and little boys they're having a formative moment, which we all had, whether it was Ariel or Belle, and to think that this is their formative animated moment and that these characters will still cause them to feel something in 30 years, it's very strange. That's too big for my head to wrap around. Yeah.
It's really interesting that you put these characters right up there with, iconic characters like Ariel, but that's literally what we're seeing right in front of us. And walk me through the casting process. Was it challenging, or was it pretty easy to bring all these amazing actors together?
I mean, it was challenging. We wanted to cast, Korean actors for the whole main cast, and that alone was challenging, finding female Korean actors. And then Korean singers, female Korean singers was really challenging as well. So it took us a long time, like 2 years to cast out our main cast. And also I think most actors are not, they're not usually asked to do roles like this, where women are asked to be silly and talk with their mouths full and make silly noises and caca stuff. Like that's pretty new. So when we worked with them, we kind of had to get them out of their shell, and so we acted silly in front of them, and once they got comfortable, we were able to get a lot of great silliness out of them, which was really fun.
And a follow-up to that, Maggie. I mean, it was great to see Daniel Day Kim as well as Ken Jeong, but how did you manage to get Lee Byung-hun? He was just here in Toronto for TIFF, and I was so shocked when I saw him involved in this.
Yeah.
So are we.
Yeah, we were shocked too. I mean, the first time we pitched a movie to him was at the Sony Pictures lot, Sony Entertainment lot, and he is such a lovely person. He's so supportive, and he's just so lovely, and he was genuinely really interested and asked a lot of questions about the mythology, and was just very excited about seeing a movie like this. And I do think it took a bit of convincing on our part, but he agreed, and it's still wild to me to this day that he'll see us from across the room, at an event and be like, "Hi," and walk towards us. It's pretty surreal.
I think it also speaks to, like, I don't know, the timeliness of Maggie's idea, and also, in my opinion, the critical mass of representation in the industry. Like, one of the way my wife is an author, and she's Korean American, and Lee Byung-hun's company had optioned one of her books to develop as a film. And so when Maggie and I were talking about casting Kima, my wife was like, "Lee Byung-hun, you dummy! Like, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "No way!" And she's like, "I know his manager," and so there's like these, and it kept happening the whole time. Casting everywhere. It was like this kind of community of Korean talent and undiscovered Korean talent, like, some of the voice actresses and all that. I felt like there was just a critical mass, and they showed up and provided us with parts of the movie we needed so badly. So that was cool.
And as we get to wrap, please, what's your favorite one song from K-pop Demon Hunters? I know it's hard to pick, but if you had to pick one, which one's your favorite?
Well, my favorite is Your Idol, just because I love boy bands and I love it when they go real hard. But every time I hear what it sounds like, I cry. So maybe that's my favorite song.
Yeah, I think that might be the one that is the most, in a nutshell, what the core of the movie is about. So maybe that's why we both are sort of, yeah, it has the deepest resonance for me, even though I love them all.
Yeah.